I've talked about these things before, but I've got a lot of new followers, so I want to hit on them again. There are two primary things that influenced me as a guide, as a climbing business owner, that I try to instill in my guides and to all the students that I teach, and hopefully all the students our guides teach. In 2004, I was walking into a route in Red Rock Canyon with a student, and he pointed up at the hillside and said, "Hey, there's a guy who's about to he was going to say rappel, but the guy wasn't rappelling. He was actually slipping backwards, and he fell off a cliff right in front of us and was unalived right in front of us. We were first responders, what have you. Incredibly traumatic. That had a huge influence on me. And one of my primary rules now that I constantly think about is when you turn your back to the edge, you should be at least a body length away. So if you're setting up an anchor, you're doing something, make sure you're clipped in if you're turning your back to the edge, if you're less than a body length away. It's okay to kind of scoot up, looking at it, look over the edge, unclipped, but if your back is to it, you need to be clipped in. 100% rule for me and for everybody I work with. A minor slip, step backwards, just too easy. In 2007, I was again guiding in Red Rock Canyon, and I was rushing because the day was very short. It was getting dark, and my students showed up quite late. And I moved a rope from one top rope to the other, and in the process, I offset the top rope. And so one end was about 6 feet off the ground. And I rappelled down, and I rappelled off the end of my rope. I fractured my pelvis from that mistake. I was out for about 8 weeks, not working. And that had a real impact on me. The idea of closing the system. Always close the system. Whether you're rappelling or belaying, there should always be knots in the end of the rope. And I follow that rule 100% of the time now and try to instill it in all of our guides and all of our students. And if you're worried about the ropes blowing away or getting stuck, you can always just tie a little loop in one of the ends and clip them to your harness. Not a big deal. So my two rules to live by is don't turn your back to the edge within 6 feet, and tie knots in the end of your ropes so that nobody lowers you off the end or you don't rappel off the end. Those are important things to think about.